Bridge of Arts.
Okay, so this is the Bridge of Arts. Those of you who have been following my videos for a while, you may remember at Gatchina Park in St. Petersburg, I noted some locks affixed to the fence by the side of the bridge. Clearly that bridge ain't got nothing on this one, because the whole thing, all the way down, the whole length of this bridge is just covered, like ridiculously coated with locks that people have affixed to the fence. And this is just to signify their romance? Like this is just to signify that they are in love with somebody? Or is it just...
From what I understand, that's what it is. And like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, this would not exist. It's a pretty recent thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So this is like a 21st century
yeah, that's right.
movement.
And
I guess interesting. Okay. Some of them actually even have the, actually I guess most of them have the names of the lovers written on them, as well as other details like dates. Some of them have dates or other, you know, little messages. So this is sort of a form of art unto itself. Wow.
And to add to the cliche, you have the accordion playing in the back.
There's the accordion, yeah. Wow, this is, I can honestly say I don't think I've ever seen this many locks in one place in my entire life. In fact, this one bridge probably has more locks than I've ever seen in my entire life, aggregated. And back there, there's the Eiffel Tower again, sort of looking over everything. Boy.
On the left-hand side, you have the conciergerie and the Palace of Money, where they used to print the money, to fabricate the money.
So that dome there, that dome that's sort of peeking up there, what's that?
I would assume it's the Palais de la Monnaie, but I'm not 100%. But
okay.
That's the building I was talking about.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, we should probably keep walking. Okay, I just want to stop and film this. This is getting a little ridiculous now. These locks are so dense that it's kind of like it almost looks like something organic. It almost looks like some sort of hive of some life forms that are grouping up here, and they're gonna start reproducing or something like that. That is a lot of locks. So here's a view of some bateaux. Is this the Seine or?
That's the Seine River, absolutely.
Okay, so this is the Seine River, okay.
100%.
Okay.
We're moving from right bank to left bank, rive droite to rive gauche.
Très bien.
And understanding that it flows this way.
So it's flowing away from us in that direction?
Yeah.
Okay, in the direction that I'm facing, all right. And over here, this is that...
The Mazarin Library. Mazarin was also a very famous religious cardinal person.
Okay. All right, very nice. So actually also in this building is housed the Institut de France, which I guess is pretty easy to translate. And we actually just realized there's a guard or somebody sort of keeping watch there in front of the doors just to make sure that nobody unauthorized gains entry.
He's off duty.
Yeah, well, he's probably taking a break, yeah. So now we're going down some stairs to walk by the banks of the Seine, because that is what you do in Paris. Paris is sort of built around the Seine. Oh, there's a dog. Oh, it's a big shaggy dog. Somewhat in the category of WTF art is this sculpture. It is apparently called La Foule. Don't ask me what the story here is. Don't ask me why most of these depicted people barely have faces. I don't know if that's an effect of acid rain or if that's the artist's intention. I believe they were carved that way or sculpted that way. Don't ask me why. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm so confused. So I'm here on the, this is the east side of Le Louvre. Right across the street, if you look right across the street from the east end of the Louvre, there's this structure. I'm sorry, I really have no idea what this is. I honestly have not a clue what this structure is. It looks like a cathedral of some kind, but for all I know, maybe it's I don't know, something different. Who knows? What do I know? It doesn't appear to be marked on my map for some reason, even though it looks like it should be. So this is a firefighter's boat. Now, it may seem counterintuitive to you to think that you need firefighters on a river. It's like these are boats on water. You really need somebody to fight fires, but I guess if there's a fire in the boat, you can't really dunk the boat under the water. So, yeah, I guess there are sapeurs-pompiers.
Sapeurs-pompiers, yeah, that's a very specific denomination.
Okay, or detachment or whatever.
Yeah, this relates to this particular unit.
Right. Okay.
I think you have sapeurs-pompiers only in Paris, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Okay, I just had to get a shot of this. This is I have never seen a sign giving this specific instruction in my life, which is kind of funny because I have seen people doing this, not here, not on this river, but here in Paris on the streets I've seen people doing that, so that's pretty awesome. Don't do that. So here we are just under a small bridge. I just wanted to get a shot of these faces that look down upon us from the overpass there. Very pleasant looking bunch of faces they are, aren't they? Okay, so this building is, I'm sorry, what do they call it in French?
It has two names. It's both Centre Beaubourg.
Beaubourg, oui, okay.
And also Centre Pompidou. Pompidou, who was a French president in the 60s, I believe.
Okay.
And this is a museum of modern art.
Oui, so as the sign says there, it's le Musée National d'Art Moderne, which literally just means National Museum of Modern Art.
Absolutely.
Le plus important collection d'art moderne et contemporain d'Europe. Actually, a lot of French is quite easy to translate into English. That's obviously the most important collection of modern art in contemporary Europe.
You got that right.
This scaffolding sort of exterior is kind of weird. I don't really see...
The idea of this building is that it has no surface, no definite boundaries. That was the idea of the architect initially.
Okay. Very modern, très moderne.
And...
Here's a slightly more complete shot of the Museum of Modern Art, so you can see the sort of scaffolding motif continues to the end. Actually, on the other wall, if you go around the corner that way, it's not like this, but it is on this side. And I also translated that a bit wrong. I said that says something like contemporary Europe. It actually says modern and contemporary art of Europe. So there we go. Now I have rectified my somewhat improper, incorrect translation. This here, as indicated by the sign, is the Gare du Nord, which means train station of the north. Gare is train station in French. I guess it more generally means, I guess gare just means station, but I think in practice it usually means a train station. One thing that kind of strikes me as I'm going around Paris and looking at my map is the similarity to Le Saboteur. I don't know if any of you have played Le Saboteur. It's a game which has been described as Grand Theft Auto in Paris with Nazis, which is basically what it is. It's basically a Grand Theft Auto clone that takes place in occupied Paris during World War II. And the in-game map is actually strikingly, in some respects at least, it's strikingly true to the real Paris, which is kind of funny because I had never been to Paris when I played the game. But now that I'm here and actually looking at my map of Paris, I'm thinking, wow, these look just like, the map at least looks kind of like it did in the game. And yeah, the Gare du Nord sticks out in my mind from the game just because it was, I remember it was particularly difficult. I think this was a protected area. I think there was like a Nazi protection zone all around the station and the tracks in the back there. But yeah, today obviously there are no Nazis that I know of, at least not in uniform. And yeah, it's the station over there. These are the tracks back here where the trains arrive and depart. And yeah, this is also not too far from the Gare de l'Est, which is, as you might guess, the train station of the East, with trains that go eastbound. So yeah, a couple of train stations, a couple of gares in Paris. Yeah, very nice. There are actually quite a lot of train stations in Paris. It's kind of funny. There are, I think, at least a half a dozen major ones. And not all of them are, you know, named with compass directions. Some of them are named after people or things like that. Those of you who've been watching my videos for a while might have gotten it into your heads that I'm fond of bookstores. Well, yes I am. And I'm probably not going to film too many of them here in Paris, but I did want to touch on this. This is, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that, Galignani, whatever. My understanding is that this is actually the oldest English language bookstore in Europe. The oldest English language bookstore in all of Europe. I'm not sure exactly how old it is, but yeah, it is. It does specialize in English books, which you might guess from that Union Jack visible in the window. It also appears to be closed now, which is a shame, but oh well, I guess I came here at the wrong time. It's in a good location, I guess, because it's just north of the Tuileries Garden. This is the Tuileries Gardens that are just west of the Louvre. And so this is yeah, so just north of those gardens, you'll find this this bookstore here. Continuing with the bookstores, this is the Abbey bookshop. This is, as I understand it, is the single most significant Canadian bookstore outside of Canada itself, which is obviously very bad because Canada is terrible. But you can see they have quite a lot of books. This is another place that really just packs the books in. It's basically, there's basically no room for people inside the shop. Like there are so many books here that they spill out onto the street like this, and people pretty much just sort of have to pick over what's thrown out here on the sidewalk, because there's just no room inside the store. It's kind of ridiculous. But if you're Canadian and want to see a Canadian bookstore, this is a nice little place. It's the address is 29 on Rue de la Parcheminerie. It's this tiny little. It's really this very small and short little alley between two larger streets. Okay, and as far as bookstores go, saving the probably the best and absolutely the most famous for last, this is none other than Shakespeare and Company. It's actually, so it's here on Rue de la Bucherie. I don't know if that actually means Street of Books or something like that, because Buch is book in German, so I don't know if there's some connection there. But the place is within sight of Notre Dame, so it's basically just like almost right across the street from the famed Cathedral of Notre Dame here on Rue de la Bucherie. You have, yeah, I mean, what is there really to say about this place? This was a favorite hangout of people like James Joyce, Ernest Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Basically, I mean, this place has been defining what it means to be a bookstore for more than 50 years. It did so for most of the 20th century. So I mean, come on, what can you say? It's Shakespeare and Company. It's arguably the most famous and definitive bookstore in the world. So yeah, for someone like me, or anyone who likes bookstores, it's pretty much the Eiffel Tower of bookstores. Yeah. This is La Défense. It is the business park. It's the business district on the northwest side of Paris, at the far end of the axe historique, the historical axis. And yeah, this is a little map which tells you où suis-je if you're lost. This building here is quite tall, as many of them are. This is for EDF, the energy. What was it? Électricité de France.
Électricité de France. Yeah.
Très bien. This building here seems to have sort of a interesting architecture there.
Electricity is still a monopoly in France, pretty much.
Really? So there's basically one energy company nationwide.
Starting to be a few ones emerging, but it's still really the main thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting quite an interesting vibe here because it feels like an amusement park almost, because all the buildings have these interesting sort of wild architectures, and yet it's all about business. You know, these are, I mean, this isn't like a kid's playground. This is a business center, like a business park. But you do have like actual park-like elements, like this little grassy area here. So it really is like almost like a residential area built around businesses. I get an irresistible vibe of the USS Enterprise, you know, from Star Trek, when I see this disc kind of thing floating over the entrance of the EDF building. But yeah, La Défense, and I guess that rectangular structure is the Le Grand Arche.
Absolutely.
It's actually not an arch, is it? I mean, isn't an arch supposed to be round?
Well, it's an arch as much as the Arch of Triumph is.
Well, but the Arc de Triomphe has like a rounder inner arch. The exterior.
That's true.
Is, I don't know. It doesn't strike me as an arch. It strikes me as like a half rectangle. But I assume there's a great view from up there. We're going to go and see if we can get on top of that.
And
so
this piece of fabric or under is supposed to symbolize a cloud.
That's a cloud?
Yeah, supposedly.
I confess my first thought was not a cloud when I saw that, but okay. Fair enough, sure. Okay, it's maybe clouds in France look different. Okay, so we're here under the under Le Grand Arche. It's got a bunch of offices and stuff. These are windows into, you know, office space there. The elevators going up are closed. So we're a little late, which is just as well because it's 10 euros per person, which is kind of ridiculous. It's 10 euros just to go up the elevator, which is kind of stupid. But even from here, even at the base of the arch, there's a decent view. That's the historic axis at night, leading up to the Arc de Triomphe back there. Can't really see through. You can't really see past the Arc de Triomphe very well because it's nighttime. But there you go. That's not the Champs-Élysées, but it's the same. It's the same line. It's along the same line. It's just it has a different. What is it? The Avenue de Charles de Gaulle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, on this side, but it's the same. Basically the same street. Just it changes names after the Arc de Triomphe. And here's a little informational plaque or whatever about Le Grand Arche, which is probably kind of hard to read even during the daytime, and it's probably not. None easier now at night.
For once we have a translation here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how many languages is this in? So of course it's French at the top, then that's, that looks like Swedish or Norwegian, or maybe Danish second.
Yeah, it's definitely Scandinavian.
Yeah, it's one of the Scandinavian languages. Third is English, fourth is, that's Spanish. Fifth is, I'm sorry, I don't recognize.
Arabic, perhaps?
Is that Arabic? Actually, you're probably right, it probably is Arabic. Next is Russian, that's obviously Russian. Then is Chinese, and then I think that's probably Sanskrit. Mm-hmm. And then next is Japanese, and that's all you get. I'm a little surprised that there's no German or...
Perhaps on the other side. I don't know.
Oh, interesting point. Let's see what's on the other side. No, there's nothing. Nothing on the other side. There's a map of the world with some cities cited on it, but there's no. Une fenêtre sur le monde, a window on the world. But this isn't actually a window on the world. It's just sort of a picture.
That's what the arch is supposed to be.
Oh, the arch is supposed to be a window to the world. Well, I guess it is, in the sense that you can see part of the world from it, but I think that's actually... I think anywhere you go on planet Earth, you'll see part of the world where you go there, but maybe that's...
It's a concept.
Yeah, I guess so. And here's looking out from the other side. If you walk across the, you know, this plaza underneath the Le Grand Arche, you look out this way, northwest from Paris, towards... other places in France. And I assume the ocean. If you went far enough, you'd probably hit the ocean.
Well, that would be a 2 hours drive.
Yeah, you probably won't see the ocean from here, but you can imagine it and think about it and think somewhere out there is an ocean, and here's another sort of building with two towers facing each other. Very nice. Nice. And finally, just to cap it off, we find that here in the middle of Le Défense, this giant stone sculpture is giving Le Défense a thumbs up. If my camera can focus on it. Well, now it's not for some reason, but you saw it before my camera got all stupid. And you said, who is the probable sculptor?
César, I think.
Caesar, all right. You know, I've never had this problem with my camera before. I actually don't even know how to focus my stupid camera, but... Well, anyway, it showed, there we go, now it's back. It's a thumb, yep. Or maybe a big toe, but I think it's a thumb.
It's a thumb.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a thumb. Okay, so we're here at the, on top of the Trocadero building, which I mentioned before, except it's different because it's at night. So this is obviously Le Tour Eiffel at night. It has some spotlights which radiate out from the top, and I'm not sure why, because I'm pretty sure there's no ocean anywhere around here, so it doesn't really make a very good lighthouse. But yeah, it's lit up with you know, yellow, orange kind of lighting at night. I'm assuming those are probably just ordinary sodium vapor lamps like you'd see in most modern cities at night. Unfortunately, we missed the sparkles. Apparently, it's every hour for how long do you think it is? It's like 15 minutes, maybe?
No, it's 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes. Okay. So at night, every hour for just 5 minutes, apparently, there are a bunch of lights on the exterior of the tower which sparkle, and it's kind of pretty. It basically sparkles like a sparkler. But we missed them for this hour, and I don't know if they're going to come on again. Because it's like what? It's like 11:15 or so.
10 past 11. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they do it at midnight, but we're not going to stick around until midnight to find out. It's basically just a bunch of flashing white lights all over the tower. Looks kind of nice, but it's not. I'm not going to wait an hour for it. But yeah, this is the Trocadero building.
Yeah, Trocadero, and Trocadero. You have on one side the Museum of the Ocean, of the Marine.
Is that on this side?
Which is this one.
Okay.
And on the other side, I believe, it's the Museum of Humanity, the Museum of Man.
Okay.
Or the Museum of Cinema. I would have to look that up.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
So there's a Museum of Man.
Mankind.
Right. As opposed to the museums that dolphins make. I'm just being facetious, by the way. My camera is really not doing a very good job of focusing on things at night. I don't think it even has a manual focus feature, which is kind of too bad. What's that that other illuminated dome over there? Is that...
that would be the Invalides.
Oh, that's the Invalides at night. Okay. So obviously from this vantage point, the two outstanding structures are the Invalides on the left and the Tour Eiffel. And I guess that's it. Pretty much everything else kind of
You have the military school at the back, which you might not be able to see.
Yeah, I saw.
White building.
Yeah, I saw it during the daytime. Yeah, beyond the Eiffel Tower and past the garden is the École Militaire, but at night it's probably not so spectacular. I caught it during the day already. I guess that's it. So yeah, this is the Eiffel Tower, and it's pretty good looking during the day. It's actually pretty good looking at night as well. I don't know, do you think Paris as a city is better looking during the day or at night?
Well, that's a matter of personal taste. I wouldn't be able to say.
Okay, at least the Eiffel Tower I think is a little more striking at night.
Spectacular, definitely.
Well, at least it stands out more because it's all lit up as opposed to everything else being dark. So it certainly stands out more. But okay, so this is us observing the Eiffel Tower and also other parts of Paris at night atop du Trocadero. Here's another view of the tower at night from a little farther left. Here you can see in the farther on that blue lit building is the Montparnasse Tower, which is I think I mentioned previously is among the taller skyscrapers. I think it's the tallest skyscraper in Paris, or was.
If you count out those in La Défense, which are also pretty high. But,
yeah, I mean, pre-La Défense at least, in Paris proper. In Paris proper, it's certainly an outstanding building, yeah. Yeah. And there's a little view down there at the plaza underneath the Eiffel Tower. It's kind of dark, you can't really see it too well, but it is there. That is there. Yes, it is. This is a station of the Métropolitaine, which is often just called the Metro for short. It's basically what's usually called a subway in North America. In the UK, it's, well, in London it's famously the Underground, but in North American English it's usually just called the subway system. This is the name of the station. This is specifically the Blanche station on line number 2, the second line of the Paris Métropolitaine. I don't know why some of these signs use this weird sort of stylized font. It looks kind of weird or creepy. It's almost like, it reminds me of like a sign on a haunted house in an amusement park or something. It's like, oh, we're going underground, it's scary. Anyhow, just across the street from this particular metro station is none other than Moulin Rouge, the world famous cabaret, probably arguably the most famous cabaret in the world. It is, as far as I understand, the birthplace of the can-can dance, or at least the can-can as we know it today. See, I've been in Paris for a while, and I've been trying to kind of figure out something that'll summarize the experience pretty well, because, you know, there's a lot in Paris, as I said. It's a huge city. There's obviously a lot there, a lot here, a lot going on. And I finally thought maybe this is a good place to end it out, because not only is Moulin Rouge here, this part of Paris, especially if you go down the street in that direction, this is basically the sex district of the city. This is where you find a lot of sex shops, a lot of, you know, lap dance, strip joint type of places, like that one right there, for example. There's even an erotic museum not far from here, just a couple of blocks in that direction. So yeah, this place sort of captures the lively street energy. There's definitely an energy here on the streets of Paris that's not present in a lot of other cities that I've been to. So I guess this sort of encapsulates that well. This sort of encapsulates the amorous, sort of romantic nature of Paris. So why don't I go ahead and close out here? This is, oh, you can see it right there. The Musée de l'Erotisme, the Museum of Eroticism, or Erotic Museum. And there's that creepy looking Metropolitan sign from the other side. So yeah, Sex District of Paris. Oh, and there's even, oh, it went away now. There was an ad on that billboard for the Erotic Museum. So, Sex District of Paris. On a nice, partly cloudy day. There are some crowds here hanging around, enjoying the Sex District. I don't know if you find actual prostitutes here at night. You probably do. I assume there are probably some, but most people probably just come here for the nightlife and the lap dances and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think this probably makes a nice, cheery sort of uniquely Parisian note to close out on. So thanks for watching as always, everyone. This has been me stumbling around in Paris. I hope that my different film cuts weren't too disorienting. I hope at least something was interesting. And yeah, take care everyone, and I'll talk to you folks later. Bye-bye for now.